told Foxy it's your birthday, not for real, just for play. This is Cree Summer, and Moana Nui will be right back.
Good evening, happy holidays, and welcome to Moana Nui After Dark presents Whatcha Watchin. I'm like half my squad here this evening. Joy, Kyle, how y'all doing?
Doing good.
Right.
What's happening? I'm calling in or typing in. Clearly, I'm on my phone at a house party because tomorrow is Native, Indigenous Peoples Day, or Black People Day off day. So I put myself as Joy and the gang in the loop. That's where I'm at. So this is what's going on right now. Let me introduce you to everyone in the room. All right, everybody, we're going around the room again. So, Erica.
Cartier. What's happening?
Terry Lynn. Kimberly.
Janice. And me, Joy. And so your crew did not abandon. Y'all brought you a new crew tonight.
Okay.
They just all they. So if you hear things from off screen, just know that it's all of us. It's me, but all of us. Like the phone
It's
is
the
just
new
in my.
Avengers.
Please don't
Yes,
lie.
it's the new Avengers. Exactly.
The new Avengers.
Right. Suicide Squad. The Revengers.
Oh man. As always, we'll be talking about TV shows and movies we have caught up on or watched over the last month since you saw us last. And the usual warning always applies. There will be spoilers. Lots and lots of spoilers. So if you didn't see something, pause, go watch whatever it is we want to talk about, and come back later. So with that being said, who wants to kick us off? Don't everybody jump in with us. I never got an invite to be on the crew. Sorry, Blurredography. Abandoned.
It wasn't Ted or whatever.
What's up?
He was the guy that could disappear, right? Yes,
So,
I know you're talking about. And
We over here talking about Thunderbolts. So go ahead.
Crazy one that lost.
Let's start with Predator Badlands.
I remember that.
Say it again. Wait, hang on, y'all. What'd you say?
I said, let's start with Predator Badlands.
Yes.
I ain't seen that one.
The latest film in the Predator franchise, which different takes. Normally we have a human protagonist in all these Predator films as the main character we follow. In this movie, the Predator is our main character, and not just any Predator.
Yeah.
He's the runt of his family.
I just saw Wicked for Good.
Trying to prove himself.
I still need
So
to
if
see
you've
it.
ever had a bunch of siblings and the youngest one is always trying to jump up and make a name for themselves, that's what this movie was basically in a nutshell. The younger brother trying to prove to his dad and the rest of the clan, I'm worthy of the hunt. And dad's like,
Dad was a whole asshole.
And you got to die. So I'm gonna kill you until his big brother jumped in and was like, nah, we can't have that.
Right. His big brother was a real protector, a real big brother. I like the movie. I didn't think I was gonna like it. I went because I knew it was gonna be reviewed at some point. But I missed the last few Predator movies because at one point I was like, this is getting ridiculous. But right. But this was a good movie. How did you end up seeing it?
What I didn't know. Just see that.
There's a bunch of friends wanted to go. And I was like, it's cool, I've seen probably the first, I don't even know, the first couple.
Yeah.
And it was cool, but like Joy said, after a while, it's
after Alien versus Predator, I was like, whatever, and I stopped. But this was good, and I'm interested to see they kind of what do you call it?
they set it up for
another one. They set it up for. I want to see his mama come and wreck shop,
What am I gonna do?
right? Because clearly everybody's scared of mom, as they should be.
Like if I don't
I mean, the women of a species tend to be the most dangerous.
Yeah, look at the hyenas, the
Would have
lions.
killed her son. I don't think she would have killed her son.
The Black Widow, and what's the other one that eats the man's head during
Praying
sex?
mantis.
Praying mantis, yes.
We don't need to talk about the praying mantis.
And elephants are matriarchs, hyenas are matriarchs, and everybody thinks that the lion They think the lions run pride, but the lionesses, he's a stud. They just using him for sex because if he cuts up, they will kill him and replace him with somebody younger and faster or longer, depending on how you look at it.
Simone, thoughts?
Yes.
Right. Before Joy goes off a cliff.
Yes.
Simone,
Can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. So I'm talking about the mom. I'm like, what the mom did what the dad done. You're young, you're a runt, we got to kill you without even proving yourself first. So I mean, I'm hoping for that next one where the mom comes out and be like, okay, you killed your father, you killed all of these people, and I'm just ready for the next one.
Well, he's technically running a clan now since he killed his dad. He takes his position.
So what if his mom and him both have to like go, they competing for running the clan and she has to like go fight something and they end up teaming up, whatever. But here's the theory. What if the only reason he made it to this level in life is because the mom had been protecting him until she went on her business trip or whatever. And as soon as she went on her business trip, the dad was like, you got to die. Like that's a possibility.
That's a good point.
Well, Mom is coming back on a big giant spaceship, and I'm about to spoil another Predator movie. If you haven't seen Killer of Killers or Prey, yeah. I like how both of those films expand on the society of the species, because we just hit the tip of the iceberg in this one, but those films give a little bit more into the background of how they operate. So they're not all dependent on each other, but there are pieces that you can pull as reference for why something happened in Badlands by looking at Prey and Killer of Killers. Kyle, thoughts?
I would say, the past couple of Predator projects we've gotten, I feel like the writing has been a lot more inspired than the past movies we've gotten. Because like the last bad one I saw was what was that? Predators. Was that the one that they had the Predator human hybrid with that was the last one. I was just like, this might be done. This whole franchise might be done. And then they kind of flipped it on his head with Prey and then Killer of Killers and now this. So I was like, they're heading in the right direction. So I love that. And I will say because I'm big into visuals. So the overall creature design of the different monsters and aliens that we saw in this movie, stellar, absolutely stellar. So yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and then the creature that his father was afraid of, he actually tamed, and that's his pet.
Right.
That's my
That
dog.
is a hell of a pet.
Right.
Because at first it was like, this little thing, we going to get you back to your mama, and then I'm going to kill my trophy. Only to find out Mom was the trophy you was going after.
Which is why I didn't kill him, because your baby spit on me, ma'am.
Right. Hey, I protected your kid. I mean, I still want to kill you because you're a good trophy, but I protected your kid.
Right.
So yeah, that was kind of wild. I love the alien tie-in with the Wheeling Corp. Because they were on the planet looking for different species, and you saw the synths out there literally doing what they were programmed to do and not trying to go beyond. We talked about that last month with Tron.
Yeah.
The synth that sided with our protagonist, their curiosity allowed them to go beyond what they were programmed to do, and everybody else is pretty much like, I'm just doing what they programmed us. I don't ask questions. They say, kill this, we kill this. Remove anything that compromises the mission, remove it. Nuke this, bomb that, axe this, strike that. Like, I'm just doing what I'm told. And it's like, I get it because you're machines, automatons, if you will. But that whole thing with like the one that we got to know who's like a childlike wonder. It's kind of reminded me of Data on TNG. Literally curious about every damn thing. So not so much in the way of like, don't touch that, but I'm gonna touch it anyway. But just, ooh, did you know? Da da da. Like nobody asked for that.
I feel like Weyland Yutani should just stop space exploration because they stay fucking up. They stay fucking up. Like whether they employ human people to go explore for extraterrestrial beings or they employ sense, they stay wasting money on the space exploration. Like this movie, they had a whole base
Yes.
employed by sense, nothing but sense, and they still fucked up. I was just like they should just stop space exploration altogether. They can't get it right. They can't
Now,
get it
you know,
right.
Whalen Corp ain't never going to stop exploration into space
Man.
for any reason. Space is the final frontier, vast emptiness, void of resources that have yet to be tapped into, and they trying to get their foothold in that before anybody else.
So I got a question. We're still talking about Badlands, right?
Yes.
Okay, so speaking of space being the final frontier, and they got, warp speed and all this other nonsense and all this technology. Why for we still living in camps and wearing rags for clothes? Like, why we ain't got like a hot suit or some armor or something? They got these laser weapons and everything, but they living in tents. I understand they're nomadic, but be nomadic with like an RV or something, right? You got you got a whole spaceship. Live in that bitch. Why you in a tent? That did not make sense to me. That you have all this technology and then you roll up camping. That don't make no sense.
Because it's the hunter lifestyle. You live off the land. You don't need but so much technology.
You know what's on the land?
Yeah,
My car.
You didn't even talk about it.
On the land.
I feel like
You can sleep in the spaceship.
So I'm gonna make another comic book reference here. I feel like the original idea of the Predator was like, let's take Kraven from Spider-Man and like evolve him into his like apex zenith, like if he was a mutant or something like that. Like that's how I feel the Predator is, right? And Kraven pretty much used all of nature around him. And I'm not talking about the horrible movie or anything like that. I'm talking about comic book Kraven literally uses the resources around him at his disposal. Like he legit does everything off the earth, the land, whatever's there for his kills and his hunts. He doesn't use a whole lot of technology. Yeah, there's tech around him, but it serves him no purpose.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
I think oddly enough, Predator and Kraven teaming up in the Predator Kills the Marvel's universe.
We will not take the tape, Kyle. You hush.
You said it about First Friday a lot. I don't know about everything.
But you know what else is on the land? Timber,
So Fred
and wood. Build a house. I'm just saying, it ain't had to be raggedy like this. I mean, really. I stand on that.
We know you stand on that. Oh,
but yeah,
man.
they living off the land with his cane Corso, which when I'm gonna get me my cane Corso and walk around thinking I'm fucking yeah, motherfucker. Up with me and see. This is my beast right here. Yeah.
And you know what? To go back to Joy's point, as far as all the tech they had, as far as the weapons, for all the tech he had, when he got to the planet and started doing the inventory of all that, he lost it.
Yes.
He also cheated because he had a partner. He called her a tool, but she saved his ass several times.
It's the art of no.
She was that Santa was a tool. She had no legs. She was a tool.
She was essentially Siri. She was
right.
Siri.
That comment she had no legs. That was ableist. She was still fully functioning person with legs and no. He had a partner.
When she got her legs, she was kicking ass. That's for sure.
Right. When she got her legs,
right. The legs was alive somewhere else. They found him. She put him back on.
Can't quit.
The scary thing is,
I'm not wrong.
Until she got her legs, she was a tool.
I have not lived here.
That's how he looked at her, and that's how he viewed her.
He used it as an excuse. From a run. I'm kidding, because I like the dynamic. They needed to be a buddy film. It kind of made it all great, and I love this. I thought this was a good movie all around. It's AKA.
Yeah. So, any other thoughts before we move on to the next piece of cinema that anyone has not wrong? Yes. Thank you. Final thoughts on, because I mean, look, this is a straight paint by numbers action film. There was nothing deep or insidious about the plot or anything, no hidden meanings, just expanding on the overall connected universe between the Alien and Predator franchises. So
yeah, it was good. It's good action movie. I liked it.
Yeah. Would you say
Kyle?
this is probably? Did you say this is probably the second best Predator movie in the franchise?
I didn't say that. I mean, you wouldn't be far off from saying that, but I wouldn't say it. I mean, it.
I mean, where would you rank it?
As
What's
far
the
as for the
first one?
Predator films,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's in top 3 because honestly, the last 3 films that came out, and this is not just me like revisionist history, like Prey, Kill of Killers, and this are legit the best 3 films in the franchise.
Absolutely.
I can't knock that. Like, I can't even go back and say the original Predator with Schwarzenegger was even top tier because it wasn't. It was just a campy action film with a bunch of muscle-bound names from the era, you know, just quote, well, they weren't kicking butt. They were getting slaughtered.
Yes.
That's basically what that was. That was like a Slaughterhouse Rose film, and somehow the main character and the big bad met up at the end. But I mean, you talking about Schwarzenegger's squad went 1-7 against the Predator. That's not good. 1-7. That's not a good record. I mean, you're the one that made it out, but still, 7 of your friends
done.
Like, how do you explain that?
Hey, Danny Glover was putting in work.
Danny Glover's whole police squad got wiped out.
Got wiped. Danny Glover put in work. He was too old for this, and he put
Danny
in work.
Glover's always he's been too old for this for the last 40 years. So yeah, I mean, look, we ain't the less we say about the AVP films, the better. Yeah, there was some good moments in them. That Predator film where they were all on the
island or on the
planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah, the one with Lawrence Fishburne, whatever that one was. Like, it was okay. It was different.
Right.
But it didn't stand out. But yeah, I feel like the last 3 Predator films is like where it's at right now. Like, use those as your jumping off point. Like, if you didn't see anything before these last 3 films, you can start with these last 3 films and not see anything else and be good.
Right. Yeah.
So, so who else has seen what? I will let one of you all lead the next film.
I'll say, do we want to talk about Running Man?
I haven't seen Running Man.
Okay, since you brought it up, Kyle, go ahead.
All right. So I will say, so I had seen the original with Schwarzenegger,
right?
And I will say, hands down, this version was much better than the Schwarzenegger version.
Absolutely.
First of all, I mean, did it get a little preachy sometimes? Yes. But I mean, that's the world we live in.
Hey we about to play spades and get to some fights. So I'm gonna catch y'all later. I gotta make sure I don't, I gotta represent myself well. But it's been real. What's the other movie was on? Running Man. Running Man was great. It's a political message, and I like that too. But now I gotta go. Gotta teach people not to disrespect me and my name. Bye.
Okay. I enjoy.
No, I thought the Running Man was great. Like I said, I thought it was way better than the original.
Right.
I thought the fact they opened up the setting of the game, and especially to an open world concept, I thought was awesome, because it not only puts it takes it from being an arena to having everyone who is in the society as a contestant on this game, and it plays into the commentary on people being obsessed about media in general, people having access on their phones, media manipulation was a huge commentary on that.
The deep fakes,
the deep fakes. Classism was like the fact that his daughter was on the verge of dying from a flu.
Yeah,
like that. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. My favorite part was the Hotep dude.
I mean,
James from All American.
But he was the one that was breaking it down.
He wasn't lying. He was not lying. Oh,
what's
man.
up, sir?
Sorry, I am
So this is like the third version of the Running Man out. That's out.
I think it's
No,
the second.
so second movie, but based on the Stephen King book. So the reason, Kyle, this film was so much better was that this film was more closely tied to the book than Schwarzenegger's 87 film, because the only elements from the book in Schwarzenegger's movie was his character, his two friends, Laughlin and Weiss.
They did a remake.
The game show host and the general synopsis of what society was like.
Yeah.
Right. Those are pretty much the only things that Schwarzenegger's movie pulled from the book. And then everything else is just like whoever was directing and writing it, they did their own thing, which they end up getting sued for because that movie was proven to be a direct adaptation of a French movie.
Dang.
And the French film that sued them won.
Huh.
Took a couple of years, but they end up winning the settlement for like $1.5 million.
Damn.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Now, was it, if you compare the two without the book, do you still think the new one is better?
Hell yeah.
Hell yes.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Because let's be real. And I'm just throwing them out there because this is where most of his action films come from, at least the ones that we all know that stand out. Schwarzenegger was a vehicle to move action movies in the 80s, along with other big names like Stallone and whoever else you want to throw out there from the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Dolph Lundgren,
Bruce
Willis, like those are your big action 80s action stars, right? If it was an action movie, you needed one of those four guys in it to like get notoriety or whatever. Like, and Schwarzenegger's and again, this is not his fault. It's the people behind the scenes who basically was like, hey, here's this wonderful concept of a book. They hit up Stephen King because again, Stephen King wrote this under a pseudonym.
Mm-hmm.
And the person who was doing it like didn't, because he was trying to figure out why is it so much for this person I never heard of to get the movie rights to this thing. And that's when someone told him like, hey, Stephen King wrote this. And that's when he realized the movie rights are so much. But to not use much, like to use 10% of the book and make your movie, and now we know where the other 90 came from. Like I said, the French film, I'm blanking on the name right now, but he got the other 90% from a French film that he literally copied and pasted into The Running Man. Because that's where the whole quadrant part of the game show comes in from.
Yeah.
Instead of it just being open world like it is in the book. Because there's been a lot of think pieces that have come out since Running Man release, comparing both movies to each other and then to the book.
Yeah.
The movie is called The Prize of Peril. And if I'm pronouncing this correct, the French name is Le Prix du Danger.
Okay.
There you go. Thank you. Appreciate it. So, but no, but yes, from beginning to end, this is a superior film to the 87 version. Because again, it stays closely to the book. I'm going anime here. It's the difference of saying when someone says, I see two versions of Full Metal Alchemist, which one should I watch? And everybody in the chat says Brotherhood. Leave the other one alone, right?
Yeah.
That's what this is.
Okay.
This current
All right.
Running Man is Brotherhood. Why? Because Brotherhood follows the manga, where the original did not. So yes, that's what this Running Man film is. It follows the book more closely. I would say 90+% of this film follows the book.
Yeah.
And yeah, there are some characters that still are holdovers from, the previous film, whatever like that, who are also in the book, but they're characters not in the movie, in the 87 film that should have been. And they show up here in this film. I like how instead of Laughlin and Weiss being freedom fighters, they are the archetypes of the type of contestants that end up on the show. The guy that's too dumb to survive, and the one that parties and blows through all their funds because they have nothing to lose. And then the guy that won't quit is Ben Richards. So definitely a good take, because I say that to say, if you watch enough reality TV game shows, the people running the shows you start seeing the same, even though contestants quote are different, you start seeing the same type of contestants on every single season. So if you watch Survivor, if you watch Big Brother, shows like that year in, year out with any regularity, yeah, the contestants may be different. But as you're watching season to season, you'll start saying, oh, they're purposely picking certain types of personalities for this show to create whatever atmosphere they want. And the Running Man was that was a point from the Running Man as far as how they pick people for the shows. Because the psych test, even though he wasn't going there to be on the Running Man, they still put him there because of his history as far as everything that he had gone through.
Yep.
Doing no good deed goes unpunished. He was blacklisted because he did things that went against the company norm, but it saved lives. And that's why he was blacklisted. Like, how dare you save a life? You ruined our harness. Like, why are you telling the government agency about our radiation levels? But I saved dozens of coworkers. Yeah, screw that. You cost us money.
Yeah.
Like, no one told you to do that.
Yeah.
So that's how he ends up blacklisted, literally being a whistleblower, if you will.
Yeah.
But good action. I love the fact that, and I probably should have pieced this together earlier, how they talked about the longest anybody survived on the show was 29 days. Right? Okay, 29 days. You got to survive for 30. If you survive for 29 days, what happened on that last day? And why does no one even know what this person looks like? Because that person should be famous. There should be murals or pictures up. Like, if you're on that type of game show, and granted, yes, the film takes place in 2025, an alternate 2025, but the book was released in 1984. So I don't care what type of show it is. If you have that type of, it's like, who's the host of Jeopardy right now? Ken Jennings?
Yeah.
Because what was his win streak on Jeopardy? Like 3 months or something crazy like that?
Whatever it was ridiculous. Yeah.
He had won. His streak was so freaking long, they basically had to like kick him off the show because he was not losing.
Yeah.
But we all know who he is. Even if you don't still watch Jeopardy, you know that this dude had like the longest win streak in Jeopardy history. So, and I get it. Stephen King wrote this in 84, 83, whenever the book came out, but it's kind of one of those things kind of sticks out. If someone made it that long on the show, long, and no one else has come close, because the studio's pretty much getting their ratings off just about, if we can get them to 2 to 3 weeks, we're good for ratings.
Yeah.
Because we can't have anybody live on the show. We need the carnage and the anarchy to sell, right, to keep the masses, quote, in line. Believe that there's hope when there really isn't any. So yeah, the social commentary, I know I'm diving into the social commentary, but no, it hits a lot harder in this movie than it did in the 87 film, because that's there. But again, it's the action that moves the needle for Schwarzenegger's movie, where in this one, it is really the social commentary.
So they still fake the people at the end of, okay, these 3 people were alive and they really weren't. They still did.
Oh no, so there is no Whitman, Price, and Haddad. That's my tag.
Well, I'm saying, is there any?
They try to.
This person survived. They get fake you can survive type of person, or they just killed people. You can only make it to this amount of weeks, and that was it.
Well, so again, the person who made it 29 days, and again, spoiler if you hadn't seen it, turns out to be the lead hunter tracking down Richards.
Mm-hmm.
But he wears a mask. And I'm like, okay, so these hunters pretty much look like and you find out that some of the hunters are former cops or former military, hired by the network, once they took over everything. And so the lead, like I said, the lead hunter wears a mask because he was the one who survived the 29 days, which is why, but again, it's like, if someone survived 29 days, everybody should recognize their face, but that's why he wears a mask.
Yeah.
So they do still push, you could win this money, because so it's kind of like being on the couch watching the game show, like, oh, I could do that. I could do that. I can win this money. This person made a stupid mistake. And it convinces you that because we get people we know have this network gets people they know have no chance of really surviving these games, and encourages more people to come down. They sort them out, you know, based on body type and personality. And like, we're definitely going to put you in this game because we know that you're good for ratings. You'll survive just long enough to get people interested in thinking I can do this, but then we're going to kill you.
Yeah.
So that's how everything worked with that. And again, and they have that scene. Richards is at home with his daughter who's crying because she needs medicine. He's writing down stuff like, what was it? The treadmill of death or whatever the game show was, where the obese person was running on the treadmill and they were speeding it up every time he got an answer wrong. And Richards is answering all the questions. He misses one himself because he didn't know how many bathrooms were on a certain type of airplane. But he's like, yeah, I can do this. I'm just. And he tries to convince his wife, like, look at all this. Look at the money we could have won if I gone on these shows. He's like, all right, just don't do the Running Man. And again, he wasn't trying to. He didn't go down there for the Running Man, but they forced him on the show.
I'll say the one thing about the one of the things that kind of was like, for me in the movie, like me and my fiance actually brought it up. So like the point to where he goes to after he gets out of the VA hotel, right? And ends up going to that one guy's house with his mom and his little brother, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So he ends up making that video in the bathroom, and the corporation ends up twisting the video to make it say things that he did not say.
Mm-hmm.
The mother ends up seeing that and it's just like, he needs to get out. Like, what did you do? My whole thing is like, if knowing who your son is and knowing everything that your son has access to and know everything that your son knows about what's really going on, why would you believe anything that's being shown on television? I felt like that was like a plot device, like just to get him out of that specific area to go to the next place.
Yes, and his mom is representative of the part of the population that wants to be told things.
Okay.
You know, like, no matter how much someone else will tell them this is the actual truth, because a major corporation says this is what happened, she believes that.
Yeah.
And that's all that is. The network says it's true, so it must be true. Right. You know, her only truth is what the network tells her and what she sees with her own two eyes. Like
look at Fox News.
That part. So remember, he told them that the reason his sister is sick is because the radiation cloud that popped up because some construction project that was going on, whatever, and they didn't even come down there to like clean it up. They just let it happen and then lied about or didn't even report about it happening. So a whole bunch of kids in the area are dying from cancer, and they're covering it up by not letting that news out. But she knows her daughter has cancer.
Right.
She knows how her daughter got cancer, but because the network never reported on it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or if they did speak about it, they said something else.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like that part kind of took me. It's like, wait, hold on.
I understand.
It's like you got the truth in the bedroom next door. Like how and why are you believing anything that's being broadcasted? But yeah. Other than that, I'm just like, between this and the Long Walk, game shows in Stephen King's universe suck. They suck. They suck hard.
They do. He does end up in Derry, Maine, at one point in the Running Man. Yeah. That's what Michael Cera's house was.
Mm-hmm.
Game shows in a movie, period. Because give me any movie where the game show ended up being good.
Oh, Slumdog Millionaire.
Yes.
I never actually saw that movie.
Because it was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is what he was playing.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Other than that, not too many.
Yeah, not too many. Not too many, because Escape Room didn't end well for anybody.
Squid Game didn't end well for anybody. Nobody. Not even the winners. Nobody.
The winners.
Right, the winners.
Hey, no matter what anybody tells you, Whitman, Price, and Haddad, they didn't live. They died. But I do like how, like I said, this version, staying close to the book, kind of makes me want to, and it's a short book too. Mm-hmm. This is like 200, I think 211 pages is what they said the book is.
Okay.
So it is a really short read. This might be on my Christmas reading list.
I'll say because there's one more, Life of Chuck. That's the other Stephen King movie that I wanted to check out.
Yeah, because it's 4 this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Monkey.
No, it's The Monkey. That's an excellent
The Monkey.
movie.
Yeah, that's the 4th movie. So those are the 4
Yeah.
Stephen King properties released this year.
Yeah, that's an excellent movie.
Yeah, basically all of his movies, the books and the movies are good. I like how they change up the ending just
Well, they had to for this one.
a little bit. It just makes sense for you not to follow the book completely. Stay close to it as possible.
Yeah, and when I found that out, I was like, that makes sense because, and again, Schwarzenegger's film was what it was. It was a campy action romp, which is what it was supposed to be.
Right.
You know, the action and the explosions and, you know, the testosterone of the fight sequences was supposed to get, you know, 12-year-old you all amped up and excited about, oh, action.
Yeah,
you know,
and
the
all
little
of his
social
famous sayings, "I'll be back."
I'll be back. Don't forget to send me a copy. Richard Dawson telling his bodyguard, steroids make you deaf.
I just remember the puns from Batman. Was it Batman Forever or Batman and Robin when he was Mr. Freeze?
When he was Mr. Freeze, yes. Ice to see you.
You gotta have some good
call me in the morning.
So
get to the chopper.
That's Predator. We already did that one. Oh man, Simone, you want to go ahead and get to your film?
My film was Badlands.
Oh, I thought you wanted to talk about Wicked. That's what I thought.
No, we're not talking about Wicked. That's a whole that needs a whole its own show.
Okay, good. Because I haven't seen Wicked. I want to watch Wicked.
Wicked needs its own. The month of December is Wicked.
Okay.
Cool. So Wicked, we're not going to talk about Wicked today. Wicked's next time.
Okay.
Serious, what have you checked out?
I was going to talk about Predator Badlands, but you said you already talked. Did you guys address the connection between Badlands and the Alien franchise?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I mean, how could you not mention that with Wayland Corp right there sending the sense to the planet?
The only thing though that I've always questioned is why is it that the connection between those two franchises is in one direction? You haven't seen anything from the Alien franchise yet that connects to the Predator universe. Not from Alien, only from Predator.
And you're not counting the AVP movies.
Well, that didn't come from the Alien. Actually, I don't think Alien made that movie. I'd have to go double check, but I don't believe the Alien franchise actually made that movie.
Okay.
I might be wrong, but I don't think so.
Fair enough.
Because that's one thing I was hoping in the Badlands movie. I was like, the fact that they had Deck captive, and they had she had mentioned, like, you know, he is a sub, like essentially he's a runt, and they were like, well, his technology is superior. I'm just like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like, are we gonna see some of that technology utilized in the Alien universe? I don't think so.
Well, and the other question this movie brings up though is, where in the timeline does this movie exist? Because
and that's what I love about the Predator films, because they're literally jumping all over the place.
Yeah.
And that's part of the fun for me. Like, is your question, where in the timeline does this take place? Because we discussed Prey before. And if you've seen Killer of Killers, you know that takes place over 3 different time periods.
Yep.
You know, and the climax is up for you to decide where that takes place. So for me, that's part of the fun, because it's like, all right, we're doing another Predator film. Cool. Where in the timeline are you going to be at? Like, are you going to be in the past? Are you going to be in the future? You're going to be in the present? Like, like because we got what I mean. You count the AVP films. There are 5 or 6 films in the present, two or 3 films in the past, and we don't even know where this film takes place.
Right.
This
So
movie
could
has got
this
to
one
be in the
be
future
after
somewhere.
your television show?
Oh, Alien Earth.
Yeah.
It
So
could
could
be
it
because
be
of the
because of the robots?
I was gonna say the amount of sense that Weyland Yutani has employed at that base on that planet. This would probably have to be after Alien Earth.
Well,
Yeah.
remember, Alien Earth takes place before the original Alien.
Yes.
Yeah.
So to me, this Predator movie has to be at some point way in the future that the Alien universe has not addressed yet.
Right.
Because think
Fair
about
enough.
how familiar the scents are with the Predator species.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, just the pure number of scents, and that these scents are more military than they are science.
Well, all but one.
Well, yeah. Which I
And
even think she's military, but she gets soft on him.
right.
No, but they had their 2 different roles.
Yeah.
They
Fair,
were made for
fair.
two different
Role. Yeah, she had
roles.
military
So
capabilities, but her primary designation was
It's
research and
science.
collecting. Yeah.
I would say at some point they've had to cross paths with the Predator before, because like Furious mentioned, they had knowledge of the Predator species.
Who did?
The Sense did.
When did they come across predators before?
No, they knew about it.
They knew about the species. Yeah. In this movie, they didn't know about them.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were saying from another movie. I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
No.
This film suggested they had crossed paths before.
Yeah, which to me, that's why I say it's got to be in the future part of Alien that we haven't arrived at yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So, anybody seen Now You See Me?
no, not yet.
I have not.
Not yet. Okay.
That's on my
I
to
won't-
watch list. I'm gonna go and see that.
So I will say, very good movie. Nice third film in the franchise. A bit miffed it took them 10 years to get to this third film, which they address in the movie. I won't give too much spoilers because this one is probably the most recent of the things that came out that we're going to talk about this evening. Everybody from the previous 2 films, all the primary cast members from the previous 2 films come back, all of them. So there are both women are in this film. The one from the first film and
The first one and the
Lulu,
second one.
and the second one, they're both in this movie. And they explain
Okay.
why each of them bounced, where they were as far as being in this film or whatever, and why the first one didn't come back for the second one, as far as, in movie universe. So very well, done film. If you watch the first 2 films, you can pretty much see how this plays out with, trying to bring down the big, powerful person. And the special effects always on point in this franchise. But
The villains get better. I like this.
Yeah, the villain.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the villain in this film was crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Like,
I don't like her as a villain. I like her as the good guy. She can do a villain. She can do a villain. I just feel like I know you so much better when you do a good role. I hate when you do bad, but you do bad so well. Like, okay, evil bitch. That's it.
and there you go. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Put it on your list. Definitely go see it. I will spoil it next month. I won't spoil it today.
Do you need to have seen the other movies in the franchise to watch this one?
It would help.
It would help.
It would help.
I don't think it's necessary because this is kind of like the way
Them
it's
explaining from what you said.
Yeah, the way it ends, you would hope that they would do better job as far as like extending this franchise out. But if this is the last film, then let it be the last film. Don't go more than 3 years before another film comes out.
Okay.
That's all, because they do introduce say the next generation of magicians, if you will. So yeah, but you've seen the first one though, right? You had to have seen the first one. The first one was like 13 years ago.
Have I seen the first one?
Oh gosh,
I'm pretty sure you did, Furious.
so.
Maybe not the second one, but I'm pretty sure you've seen the first one.
I'm looking at the cover art for it now, and actually, I don't think I've seen it.
Oh,
yeah, no, I haven't seen any of the Now You See Me movies.
Oh my. Okay, so I'm gonna shut up.
I'll be right back.
You know, don't. You know, I don't care if you spoil it. That's not a big issue to me. Yeah, no, it was the first. Have they all essentially been heist movies?
Well, the first one was more of a revenge.
They're all revenge movies.
Okay.
They're all revenge movies. So it's kind of like evil money grubbing person over here doing nefarious stuff to how they got their quote legitimate millions, and our protagonists bring them down.
Okay.
So,
but who you think is the person is not really the person, and
yeah,
it's a lot of
someone in the group
turns,
always doesn't appear to be who they say they are.
Gotcha.
So,
yeah, the first one was 2013.
Yep, 12 years ago.
No, looking at this, I'm like, yeah, no, I did not see this movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, really. I believe they're both on Netflix now, so check them out. You get the chance. Background noise when you're doing something else. But no, they are definitely really good films.
Okay, there are Now You See Me, Now You See Me 2, and Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Okay.
Yep. All right, so those are the three big films that we discussed, and of course, the fourth one we're not going to talk about. Has anybody seen anything else they would like to discuss before I go down an anime rabbit hole?
I have been getting caught up on the latest season, and I know latest is a relative term, and I don't know how many people are two things I've been watching. Futurama.
Okay.
And the new King of the Hill.
Okay, so I'm gonna go now.
You don't like the new King of the Hill?
No, I don't. But you're watching that, and you still have not watched.
Oh God, why did I say anything? Show? I know exactly what you're gonna talk about.
Is this the show about the company behind the Godzilla film?
It is. It is. Okay, I will. Okay, Simone, I will. Okay, I will. Much like with James, I will give you. We will talk about it the next show. Because James had to stay on me about quarterback
for the sports show.
I will make it a point to watch all of the films and
Monarch.
The series, and we will discuss it next time. I promise you.
Yeah, you got to. So the next show, Furious is going to talk about Monarch.
Yes, I will. Yes, I am going to prioritize watching Monarch over everything else, unless something about Doctor Who or Transformers comes out.
And that's the only reason that I will say okay.
All righty. Because Doctor Who
something about Doctor Who comes out, but you need to do this. We're going to do this before Christmas.
There's no Christmas special this year, right?
No, there is not, and I am so
They stopped doing Christmas and they started doing New Year's.
Well, see, so Disney really screwed it up.
Shocker.
I know, right? Disney really screwed things up.
Well, do we really care? Because who the hell is Doctor Who now?
Whoa!
Is it Tennant?
Whoa!
Back to being Doctor.
Hold on. Hey. Calm that down. You calm that down. You calm that down.
I mean, they lost me when they got rid of Jodie.
Calm that.
They lost me when they got rid of Jodie.
Everybody on Doctor Who gets cycled out for somebody else, good or bad. They get cycled out. I didn't like Matt Smith, but I liked Rory and Amy. They were good enough to keep it going. So you stop that.
How did you not like Matt Smith? Come on, you had David Tennant and Matt Smith. Those are bad
You
too.
stop that.
And
You
then they
stop that.
brought them all together.
You stop.
Like,
Don't make me fix you. I got my screwdriver. Hey, hey,
This is hilarious.
hey.
I'm,
hey,
I'm dying
I'm
right
that
now.
black female Doctor Who. That's me. That's
Oh
me.
man, this is great.
I'm
This
just
is great.
saying, don't you speak ill of the doctor. But yes, Disney screwed things up. I'm so happy that Disney has ended their partnership because now maybe Doctor Who can get back on track to making new episodes again. So yes, again, unless Disney or unless Doctor Who or Transformers something comes out, Monarch is the priority. And I need to find the proper. I don't know if I want to watch it in. Is the release order of everything in the chronological order?
Are you watching all of the movies, or are you just watching Monarch?
Oh no, I'm gonna watch everything, all the movies and Monarch. But what I don't know is if the Monarch series, the release time is the chronological time.
But that's why I needed you to watch Monarch. I don't want to answer that because you need to find out where in the timeline. Because my question is it before X Godzilla or is it after? Because
Okay,
of
well
thing.
then I'll watch in the order in which everything was released. And we will talk about it and address it in that regards and then we'll decide on the timeline when we talk
Well, I
about it.
mean,
So I
so
like I
but
said,
that's so that means you starting back from Godzilla, King of the
yes it does.
Monsters,
Yes it
Yep.
does. Yes it does.
and then you're
And
going to
And
again,
Kong.
the
before
Kong
just
movie with Samuel L. Jackson.
yep,
Yes.
everything. Again, just like with the Alien franchise, before Romulus came out, I went back and I binged watched every single Alien movie. And just like with this new Fast and Furious movie, whenever it comes out, I'm probably going to go back and watch every Fast and Furious movie leading up to it.
Man.
So yes, with Monarch, I am going to watch everything leading up to it.
Okay.
Because something tells me you're going to ask some obscure question that if I haven't watched everything, I'm going to miss it. You are not going to play
No,
gotcha with me.
no,
I know better.
no.
Mm-hmm,
It's
mm-hmm,
just within Monarch, and I'm
mm-hmm,
hoping that they don't let that fall off the edge and they bring it back. I
mm-hmm. You're
really
going to
do.
ask me something about Monarch that is going to be true that it is in Monarch, but it's going to reference something from some movie somewhere. So I'm going to watch everything.
Okay.
Okay.
And the fugitive,
The Fugitive.
I had to look her up. To the doctor,
Oh.
she was the fugitive, the one with Jodie.
No, Jodie was not the fugitive.
I didn't say Jodie was the fugitive. I said the black
Oh,
one
okay.
was the fugitive.
Yeah, absolutely. Joe Martin. Again, Doctor Who is my favorite franchise. You are not going to play gotcha with me and Doctor Who.
No,
Oh.
I'm not saying that. I couldn't
Oh,
remember.
okay.
I
Okay.
knew Joe's name, but I couldn't remember what the name of her doctor was. So I had to look
Gotcha.
up
Yes,
the
the fugitive
doctor.
doctor. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
because she's my cosplay person. That's who
Yes.
I cosplay
Yeah.
Joe.
I need them to bring her back again because she needs
Yes,
more episodes.
yes,
Okay.
she needs more.
All
I
right.
like her.
Kyle, you seen anything else since the last time we chatted?
The Chair Company.
The
Uh,
Chair Company.
the Chair Company.
Okay.
On HBO Max. Are you from anybody familiar with Tim Robinson? He's a comedian. Has a show
Yeah.
called Detroiters. Uh,
Yeah.
this is probably so he has this a show called The Chair Company on HBO Max. Easily one of the most unhinged, one of the most unhinged shows I've ever seen in my life. It so it follows a guy who essentially is working a job. He's essentially creating a mall, and he has a presentation where he goes up, he gets awarded like, top performer of the year, and goes to accept an award on stage, and he sits down in his chair, and the chair breaks. And this is in front of everybody in this company, his big boss, all this stuff, and he's essentially is embarrassed. But his, I don't know if he's autistic. I don't know if he is like, he's had a mental breakdown before,
Right.
because it's you discover he's had a mental breakdown before. If there's just a certain part of his brain, but this dude goes absolutely nuts looking into this chair and this chair company, and the the stuff and the shit that pops off because of this share company is insane. Probably one of the best shows that's on Max right now, and it's already been renewed for a season 2. It is hilarious, absolutely hilarious, absolutely hilarious.
So it's kind of like in the same vein as like The Office or something, or
Not so much the off. If you've seen, I'm trying to think. So Detroit is very similar to Detroiters, to where it's like that kind of like that kind of comedy where it's just like some of it makes sense, but then you get these characters that are just like, what are you talking about? Or these characters that are just very strange, and you're like, why is this character here? It ends up making sense later on down the road. The writing's incredible. The writing's incredible. But yeah, this show is it's unhinged. It's hilarious, and probably one of his best pieces of work that he's put out thus far. So yeah, that and then Welcome to Derry has just been awesome. I've been watching that every Sunday. That's been amazing. That show's been amazing. So yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I've heard very good things about Welcome to Derry.
Yeah.
I will not be watching Welcome to Derry.
Why not?
12-year-old me will not allow me to watch anything dealing with that part of Stephen King's universe because he is still traumatized from reading It.
Really? Okay.
Again, it'd be something different if I read It at 16. I was 12.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, no. This I'm not gonna harass you about. This I won't harass you about because, no.
And you already know how I feel about clowns.
Okay, I wasn't gonna say that, but now that you said it, because I know how you feel about clowns, I'm not gonna press you about this.
I will say this show is making me want to go back and watch The Shining and Doctor Sleep.
Okay.
Wait, are they in the franchise somewhere?
Oh yeah, one of the characters in Welcome to Derry is in The Shining and is in Doctor Sleep.
Is it the actor or the actual character?
The character, Dick Halloran.
The character. I heard about this. Yeah, the actual character.
Okay, then that'll have to happen after Monarch.
Yeah, so this is, a lot of people said this is like a spiritual predecessor to The Shining because of the fact that who Dick Halloran's character is, and some of the things that happen to him in this show plays onto his character in The Shining and in Doctor Sleep. So yeah.
Okay.
So like the fact that they referenced The Shining, they referenced Shawshank Redemption. They referenced a couple of different Stephen King properties in this show alone. So it's like it's because of the success of this show was already been renewed for a second season and a third season. So yeah, because they're going back in time with the second season and going back even further in time with the third.
Okay.
So yeah.
Let me ask you this: the previous Welcome to Derry show that came out.
There's a previous?
Was that back in the 90s?
You mean the miniseries?
I shouldn't say Welcome to Derry because I don't think that was the name of it, but it was a show similar to Welcome to Derry in the It universe, and it was like a 5-night miniseries that came out, I want to say, back in the mid to late 90s.
Ooh,
Does anybody remember that? Okay, let me Google it real quick. I'll find it. Because I'm wondering if that show if all of it is connected.
Yeah, late 90s, I don't know.
Because the way you're talking about it kind of now has me wondering if every single Stephen King novel / movie are all in the same universe.
I would say
yes.
Yeah, I would say
more or less, yes, they are all
All
in the same
connected.
universe at different times. Like that much has been proven
Okay.
because there are references to other books in whatever it is you're reading. You just
Okay.
have to be able to spot it. Like Derry, Maine pops up in a lot of his stuff, where Derry, Maine is not even the central location for anything. It's just the protagonist or whatever's happening goes through Derry, Maine for like a hot second, or they in passing mention Derry, Maine because of something, because maybe the events of it got out and they kind of like glossed over as like this event in which all these kids disappeared in Derry, Maine.
Gotcha.
Type thing. So it's not necessarily a throwaway
Okay, so they
line,
just
but
drop Easter eggs.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like
So yes,
Derry,
there was
Maine is kind of like the anchor, if you will, for the Stephen King universe of stories.
okay.
Yeah.
And that okay. So yeah, it was a mini series from the 1990 actually.
Yeah. So
The
I would
It
say,
the It
yeah,
miniseries.
that
Okay.
miniseries. I would say this show more or less plays on the movie, the latest It movies that we've gotten.
Oh yeah, that two-parter. I won't
The
see that.
two-parter.
Yep.
I would say this show is more closer aligned to those as opposed to the miniseries.
Okay. Again, again. So that Simone doesn't beat me up. That'll be after I do the Monarch
Yep.
movies
Yeah.
and
Monarch
series.
first, then
Yep,
other
Monarch
stuff.
first, and then It.
Yeah.
Simone, what else have you been catching up on? Because I know there's been no new anime you've been watching.
Actually, yes. Joy got me in all of those Korean ones that I
All
was
the K-dramas.
watching. Yeah. So no, can I remember the names of them? No.
No.
One was with the chef. I think they went back in time, and it just reminded me of K-pop Demon Hunters, and that's all I kept seeing because they wore. I'm like, are the Sasha boys in this? They had the
No, the
hats and
Sasha boys are not
the
in this.
pearls,
No.
but I just kept singing Idol.
Oh
This
God.
is, every time they put the hats on, I was like, okay. I just was.
Yes, I'm trying to remember the name of, but there is one where like somebody goes back in time.
Yeah, the chef, the something about
Uh-huh.
the something appetite, bon appetit, or something like that, and he
Yes.
goes back in time. So that one, and there was another one where she's slow and she's an attorney, but she's really
Extraordinary Attorney Woo.
yeah.
Yeah, we're
That
still waiting on
one.
season 2 of that is coming. We just don't know when.
There was several of them that
I
I
understand it.
just
Trust me. I get it. It is a lot.
yes, and I was like, okay, I can't strike off.
You can't remember
But
everything.
now because I watched those, I just keep getting more and more of that showing up and less of the other stuff showing up. I was like, okay, but it's still so good.
Yes, it is. K-dramas are wonderful. Never going to knock a K-drama. You find a good one, you'll find another one and another one, and next thing you know, you're down a rabbit hole, and your whole queue on Netflix is nothing but K-drama. And then you're mad when there's no season 2 of a certain show that you love. Much like anime. Only this in this reference, there's no book to go read if there's no season 2. You're just screwed. So
But I enjoyed going into the Barnes and Noble, seeing all of the books, that picture that I sent you. I was like, look at the rows and rows. I'm like,
I am familiar. I am familiar. Hopefully they have another manga sale coming up, because there are a couple of series I'm interested in buying now, because I thought I was just going to finish One Punch Man and get Solo Leveling and be done with manga, and that's not going to happen now.
I don't remember seeing that in Barnes and Noble. Is that something that's new? Because it's not just a little shelves. It was
Oh yeah, I know.
rows. That it was 4
Yeah,
rows.
yeah. Barnes and Noble has entire sections of the store dedicated to manga because of how many titles that are out, and new ones are coming
Yeah.
all the time, and some of them are still ongoing even though the anime is out. So One Punch Man has been going for a while. It is not done. Season 3 of the anime just started a few weeks ago. I am purposely behind so I can binge multiple episodes at a time. But the manga is up to volume 36 or 37 because I'm waiting for the alert from Barnes and Noble to say they have the new. Because what I normally do is I wait every 6 months and buy like multiple volumes of the manga because it coincides with their buy one get one half off sale for manga. Solo Leveling is completely done. That is only 12 or 13 volumes of the manhwa. That's done. People just want season 3 of the anime because of how good the first 2 seasons were. So Solo Leveling is done. The other manga I'm looking to get into because of how season 2 ended is Dandadan. If you've watched that, and I'm not going to spoil how season 2 ended, even though I should, because the season 2 finale was 2 months ago. Yeah, Dandadan is one of those, again, it's those rare occurrence where an anime actually gets me to want to read the manga. And Dandadan has done that. So again, I never planned on being one of those people that like collects a whole bunch of manga, but Solo Leveling will be my 6th manga series, and Dandadan will be my 7th. It was never supposed to get this way. I was only going to read Bleach and Hellsing and Black Lagoon. And then it got to Attack on Titan. So yeah, it was never supposed to balloon to this much, but here we are. I will say for this current season of anime, there are 3 anime I do want to talk about briefly. First is season 2 of Campfire Cooking in Another World with My Absurd Skill. Again, as I said before, the main character is brought over with isekai into this fantasy world with other people from his own world. Only they get dope, high-level hero type skills and statuses, and his special skill is an online grocery store. Yeah, see that reaction right there, Kyle? Yeah, that was the same thing I said when I saw the first episode. they get things like Crusader's Might and Super Mage Obliteration and Archer's Sight and whatever, and he gets online. His special skill is online grocery store.
Give me the name of it again, James.
What's this?
Campfire Cooking in Another World with My Absurd Skill.
Campfire Cooking in Another World. Okay. So
and season 2 just started a couple of weeks ago. So the main character is back. So what he ends up doing is the kingdom he's in, they're preparing for war against like demons. And he's like, so since I'm not needed here, I'm gonna go. Where's the nearest major town I can go to? And they're like, yeah, we'll set something up and make sure that you have armed escort so you can travel to the next major town so you can get out of our country, lands, or whatever like that, since we're fighting a war against demons. And we get it. You're not going to be useful. We understand that. We're going to, here's 10 pieces of gold, send you on your way. And as he's going on his way or whatever, and I'm just recapping season 1 briefly, he cooks for them because their whole thing is dried meat and bread. You know, they only eat real meals when they hit up taverns, but they're camping because it takes multiple days to get to the next town. So he ends up cooking for them, like cooking. Like, so he makes like stir fry rice and, beef stew or whatever. And they're just like wild and amazed, like, oh my gosh, it's the best food ever. The problem is that the scent of the food attacks one of the mythical creatures in the area, Fenrir, giant ass wolf, giant 12-foot tall wolf is like, yo, that smells good. What you cooking over there? I like some. And so he makes a contract with Fenrir to become his familiar. And then he tames a slime later on, and he's basically with those two, just roaming the countryside of the nearby town that he finally makes it to, and he becomes more so a gatherer and collector than an adventurer. But Fenrir is like, yo, you made some good food. I wonder how, like, those steaks you made the other day from the meat in the store. I wonder how like Earth Dragon steak would taste. So he goes out and he kills an Earth Dragon, brings it back. It's like, yo, cook this up. Because Fenrir is one of the strongest creatures in the world.
All right.
So he's basically going out like as an apex predator, is going out and killing like pterodactyls and eagles with 50-foot wingspans and whatnot, and you know, combination like griffins and whatnot with, you know, lion head and wings. Like he's just going out like, yo, that would look tasty. Let me kill that. That would look tasty. Let me kill that. He's just killing it all and bringing all these dead carcasses back. And the main character's like, what did you say? I figured you could, like, you know, skin this and fry it up real quick and put some of that soy sauce on it and it'd be good. He's like, all right, fine. I'll just put it in my little storage item box so it doesn't rot or whatever, and I'll cook it later. So that's pretty much season 1. Season 2, they finally go to a dungeon and he gets a third familiar, a little combination dragon fairy creature that latches on because, again, he smelled good food and flew over there, was like, what you cooking? Can I have some? All right, let's form this contract. I'm yours now. So that's the type of hijinks. And again, long title, but the title is exactly what the show is about: campfire cooking in another. Because now he has 3 familiars, and they're all sticking around him because they love his cooking. So they were pretty much like, hey, can we go to such and such so we can kill all this stuff and get the meat so you can do, like, I don't know, like you know, giant boar burgers.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, okay, I was gonna say, did they have a dub for it, or is it just
Yeah, there's a dub for it on Crunchyroll. There should be a dub on Crunchyroll.
Okay, good.
Because I know I've been trying to get. I'm growing up. I never got into anime. I was always into American animation, superhero stuff. So I'm trying to get into anime because my little girl watches anime.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Yes. So this sounds like a really good intro.
What kind of anime does she watch?
What was the last one that she watched? It's about a girl who transforms into a cat, and she is whiskered away, or something like that. It was because I watched it with her. I was working on a coloring book, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good. And so I asked her, like, is this the kind of anime she likes to watch? And she's like, yeah. So I was like, okay, I might have to get into some anime and then show her some. So yeah.
A whisker away. Mio is in love with her classmate and tries to repeatedly get Kento's attention by transforming into a cat.
Yes.
Okay, sure, why not?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Why not?
She loves stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, keep her away from this next one. Because the next anime I'm going to talk about are new this season, and these are pretty much, I won't say they're the best animators of the season, but they stand out more than anything else. The first one is Tojima Wants to Be a Kamen Rider.
Okay.
And it is exactly what it says it is. Our main character, Tojima, grew up watching the original Kamen Rider, obsessed with the show, thought he was going to grow up and be a Kamen Rider, adopted all the themes from the show, visioned himself as the Kamen Rider, and one day, as he's 40 years old now, realizes he's never going to be the Kamen Rider, just like, I'm going to die one day, and I don't want my apartment to be cluttered with all this Kamen Rider merch. So he goes through to a pawn shop, and he literally sells all his Kamen Rider stuff. 6 boxes of Kamen Rider paraphernalia. Like, that's how bad he was collecting. He literally dumped his whole collection and was like, yeah, I'm done, because he's kind of like down on life. Like, it'll never happen. And the day he does that, he sees people in masks trying to rob a store and decides, now is my chance to spring into action. And he snatches a little $2 Kamen Rider mask, puts it on, acts like Kamen Rider, and beats up the people robbing the store. Only to find out that the enemies in Kamen Rider, the organization of Shocker, is real, and he himself is not the only one running around obsessed of being Kamen Rider. because he meets 3 other people who also want to be very, because they grew up watching different Kamen Rider shows. So Kamen Riders, much like Super Sentai, Power Rangers for us over in Japan, multiple seasons. Each season is a new lead character in the role. So all the people he meets started watching Kamen Rider at different points.
Okay.
And they all want to be Kamen Rider until they realize Shocker is a real thing that is happening, and they feel that it's up to them to stop Shocker. If you like Power Rangers, if you like Kamen Rider, if you like any of the tokusatsu shows in Japan, I highly suggest watching this because it is both action and comedy.
Okay.
The third show I want to touch on is not on Crunchyroll. It is on High Dive. And I'm going to butcher the title. But the short version is called My 9,999 Gotcha Skill. I'm trying to remember what the official title is.
Infinite Gotcha.
Infinite Gotcha. Thank you. Oh gosh, this show, the reason this show stands out so much is that in most fantasy worlds that we see in anime where there are multiple races like humans, elves, beast people, fairies, whatever have you, they're either all on equal standing or humans are the dominant race of the world environment. In this world, humans are, forget the bottom of the totem pole, humans are the scum of the earth as far as class status. Like every other race, the other 8 main races tower over them, and humans are literally like worthless. Like the other 8 races are trying to wipe out humanity. That's how bad it is. That's how useless humanity is. They have little skills, little worth to contribute to the overall society because the other 8 races have dominated and taken over. So there's literally very little space for humanity. So our main character is a human boy, about 12 years old, who stumbles into this troop of adventurers, which is 8 people, one from each of the other 8 races, because they think he is this legendary being called the Maestro. They take him into a dungeon, they realize he's not the Maestro, and they try to kill him. They fail in doing so. His gotcha skill, because there's not enough magic in the area around humans, his gotcha skill basically is like a think of it as a slot machine. He spins it and some random item pops out of it. But the more mana there is in the area, the better odds of the card that pops out being useful. So in his own village, his gotcha skill spits out things like rotten apple cores, broken plates, bent knives, twisted spoons. But when he's in this dungeon, because it's concentrated mana, it spits out a card of a warrior maid whose level is like 7,000, who saves him from a 3-headed dog trying to kill him. So he quickly realizes, oh, my skill works better when there's mana in the area. Cool. So he stays in the dungeon, doesn't leave. The other 8 people who try to kill him, they bounce. They tell everybody that, yeah, the kid's dead. The Maestro's not real. We're just going to go on with our lives. And it's at that point that he decides, I'm not going to get revenge on the troop. I'm going to get revenge on the entire world and burn it to the ground. And that's the story. And that's why that anime stands up, because again, it follows the same lines as our main character getting kicked out of the party. But in all those other anime, the main character pretty much either goes on about their life, like they either go live a quiet life in the countryside, they do something completely different from adventuring, like open up a restaurant, or they'll continue adventuring with a new group of people who respect them and actually, treat them as an equal. This dude is like, nah, the whole world got to burn.
Dracula.
The whole world has to, because those 8 people try to kill me, everybody on the surface world is going to die.
Dracula.
Except humans. I'm only here for humans. But all other races got to die. So That's why that one stands out. And that's a new one this season as well. So those are the three. Like, there's no real standout. Like last fall season, Ice Blade Sorcerer. I mean, not Ice Blade. Water Magician was literally the best anime of that fall season. There's nothing really like that this season. There's some good stuff out there. I highly suggest checking out whatever you can, but there is nothing like on the level of Water Magician this season. So, but those three pretty much stand out. And then, like I said, there's my usual other stuff that I'm watching. Some comedy, some rom-com, some action. One rom-com I just finished. What is it? Tomodachi. No, that's not what it's called. Dealing with Makaido Sisters is a breeze. In which the main character is a young boy who has no talent whatsoever. His mom passes away, but she's good friends, like a guy that she was good friends with when she was working as a famous actress, decides to take him in. And he is basically living in a house with three sisters, all going to the same school he's going to. And his role is to actually support them so they don't crash out from their professions that they're pretty much geniuses at. So the oldest daughter is an actress. The middle daughter is into karate, captain of the karate team at her school, and the youngest daughter is a shogi master. And while they're all skilled at their individual crafts, they're coming up on challenges that if he was not there, they will legit crash and burn out. So he is there to help them see different ways to succeed in each of their crafts and help them to succeed in new ways. And yet it's hijinks because every time he's helping one sister, the other two thinks that they're dating. So you get that type of misunderstanding the whole way through. And no one mentions the romantic undertones that is going on between him and the other two sisters. So that is that was a binge I did yesterday. 12 episodes.
Okay.
So
You see
that's
Delta's
anime front.
Delta's trying to change their demographics because I had this conversation with my daughter. I was like, why did they put Crunchyroll on Delta? That's not who they cater to.
They're probably realizing that their demographic is changing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm consistent. There's a particular person, a good friend of mine, that I am always arguing with because he is so upset at the direction a lot of new shows have taken. And James, you know this particular 8-foot tall friend of ours who's bald and complains about being bald all the time. He's constantly complaining about the direction that a lot of shows and movies are taking. And I have to tell him, we are no longer the target demographic. We're have not. Aged out. Mm-hmm. And these shows and other businesses are making it a point to say, hey, there are these other things that people like that spend money on. We got to target them.
Target demographic is always 18 to 32. Right. As far as consumer products and everything like that, that's your target demographic because those are the ones who are pretty much just starting out, finishing school, or being on their own in life. And on the off chance that they do have, disposable income, that's why you're trying to get them young, so you lock them in early, so they're long-term customers.
And I think some of it is they haven't completely figured out what they like and don't like, versus people our age. We know what we don't like. We know what we're not going to spend our money on. So they're like, yeah, we're not gonna worry about them old people. Let's go get these kids.
But to Simone's thing with Crunchyroll being an option on Delta flights now, anime is one of those things that has been growing since, let's be real, 2000. In bits and pockets through the mid 90s, but you had to go into a record store to buy VHS tapes or DVDs, right? As far as being on TV with any regularity, you're really talking about like 99, 2000 with Toonami. And going forward, and then Crunchyroll being a thing, Funimation streaming platform being a thing. Now we have High Dive and other platforms that are out there, but more and more places starting to realize that more and more people are watching anime. Look at sports now, like not to delve too hard into this, but if you look at sports, all of your top athletes grew up with anime.
Yeah.
So that is a thing that is once become niche is now the norm. Even think about the academic competitions that we do. I would always constantly ask those kids, like, what anime are y'all watching now? And for a while, it was always, they would mention things that I hadn't heard of, and I'd take notes, write it down, or whatever like that. And it was like that for a couple of years. And then one year I asked, what anime y'all watching right now? And they looked at me weird, like, who watches anime? I'm like, oh, so we've hit the generation that's not into anime. Got it. But for like 4 or 5 years, I will always go back and forth with them as far as this anime is good. Check this out. Check this out. Okay, I haven't heard of that. I'll watch this. I'll think about it. Whatever. But then one year it got to the point where it's like, we don't watch anime.
Which I am very surprised at that.
That part. The head tilt I gave was like, y'all in high school, right? Like, y'all don't watch anime? Like, I thought this was the norm now, but
I think it was just those kids didn't.
Probably could have been just those kids, but literally everybody at that competition that we saw that year, no one watched anime.
So is that the Gen Alphas that you're talking about, or the Gen Zs?
This was about 5 years ago, because I know it was before the pandemic started when they said this. So this was like 2018, 2019 when they were like, yeah, we don't watch anime.
Those were young Gen Zers.
Yeah. But aside from those kids, let's just say it was just those kids. Anime is become the norm. I can't scroll, and granted, yes, I know I follow a number of cosplayers on multiple platforms, but it's hard for me to scroll through anything without seeing a new cosplayer pop up every other day.
Yeah.
In some type of anime cosplay. So again, like I said,
and speaking of that, I haven't done every time I try and do a video regarding the squid
Kid. Mm-hmm.
I just get angry. So it's taken me a minute before I can respond to do that, but that just made me go harder and deeper into anime, and I've always been, I'm not gonna cosplay that. Now I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna turn that shit into my own. I'm not doing it so that it's screen accurate. I'm taking the hair, I'm making it cornrows, I'm making it braids. Fuck you, say something to me. I grew up during the civil rights movement. I'm not like everybody else. You want to come at me and I'm a cyber engineer? I will find you, motherfucker. I will find you. And I will come to your door and knock on and be like, I'm sorry, is this you? Are you saying that this is what you're going to do to me? Okay. So yeah, I have no problems going back and forth with somebody at all. And I'm a Sagittarius too. Please. Sagittarius season.
Fair enough. Anybody, a good point. Yeah. What happened with Squid Kid is sad. And I would say that if you are in a group on any social media platform that is supposedly, and I do say supposedly, a safe space for Black cosplayers, please monitor and make sure to call them out when they allow racist comments and posts to come in. Yeah. Because just allowing the post is not enough. You have to police the post for the racism, because so many groups will post pictures just to engage commentary, both positive and negative, just to say that they support Black cosplayers or cosplayers of color, when they really don't. They just invite the the action that comes with it, both good and bad, and we don't want that. So if you are in a safe space for talk for Black cosplayers, protect that safe space. If you're in one that lets comments slide, don't let it slide. Like, call those people out, bring it to the moderator's attention, call out the moderators, or basically call out the group and get it shut down.
Yeah.
Because we don't need spaces like that are double agents to say that they're a safe space but allow racist comments towards cosplayers. That cannot stand. Anything else anyone wants to talk about as we are coming up on 90 minutes? Anything upcoming that we haven't mentioned yet that we should be looking out for?
Curious, I want to ask you a quick question.
Go for it.
Because I think we did talk about this, but I can't remember. It's about Doctor Who, and it's the Black gentleman.
Ncuti Gatwa.
Yeah. I didn't like him.
I knew that was coming. I knew it was coming the moment she said it.
I started from my guy with the scarf. That's when I started watching Doctor Who.
That's number 4. That's
4. I started watching for Doctor 4. I started watching Doctor Who with him, and then
I think most people our age, he was our first Doctor.
Yeah.
Tom Baker.
Tom Baker. Then I fell off a little bit, and then I came back with, and I had a problem with it because he's a bad guy, the one with the leather jacket.
He's not a bad guy.
He plays bad guys in a movie.
Talking about Eccleston.
Yes, he plays bad guys in a movie. Come on now, I have a problem with that with him.
But
I got over it. I got over it because I had to go backwards. I was like, I couldn't watch him, and then I had to skip him, and then when I got to David Tennant, I was like, this is Barty Crouch Jr. I can't watch you either. So then I was like, okay. Then I watched Matt Smith. Then I had to go backwards. Then I went back to David Tennant. Then I went back to the other guy, and I was like, okay, I like you all. Bad Wolf. I was like, okay, I like all of you. Then they did the older guy.
Capaldi.
Yeah, I was like,
Peter Capaldi.
I was like, okay, you
one thing that made him an
the Doctor. I liked
one
him.
Of the things, remember, one of the things with him, it was slightly controversial because Peter Capaldi is known for the amount of swearing that he does in all of his other roles. Like, the man says fuck almost as much as Sam Jackson. Almost.
And I could see him changing or stuttering because he was, when he played that Doctor, he embodied it. I think I had a problem because of the age, but I got over that. And I was like, okay, you still did it. Even when Jodie was there, she embodied it. They showed fear, but their fear wasn't like, it's like, okay, you're scared. They say that they're scared and it showed on their face, but then it was like, okay, this is what I gotta do. The last one, why are you crying? What the fuck? I just, you were too scared for me. I need the Doctor to be the Doctor. The Doctor was scared, but it was like, okay, yeah, I'm scared, but I'm still gonna kick your ass. And this one was like, I'm scared and I'm running. I had a problem. I couldn't get into him. I had a problem.
With Gatwa's Doctor, they leaned more into
emotion.
Yeah, they did. They heavily leaned more into the Doctor finally being or showing more emotion. Because think about all of the Doctors you just mentioned from a historical standpoint.
No
They
emotion.
didn't show much emotion. They did show some emotion, but not much.
Yes.
Now, you can I'm willing to have the debate that Gatwa was too emotional. I'm willing to accept that that's a very fair debate to have. But also look at the backdrop of a lot of these stories. A lot of his stories are emotional heart tuggers. Remember that
Yeah.
one story
Yeah.
where the one episode where everybody was tied into their cameras and or not tied into their cameras. Essentially, at the very end, you find out that the society he's trying to save, a lot of them are racist against black people and they don't want to have anything to do with him. But
Yes.
things
Yes.
you see in that episode leading up to that revelation are kind of or tug at your heartstrings.
Yeah.
Good or
Yeah.
bad, that's kind of what they leaned into with his doctor. Um, I thought it was a very nice change from previous doctors because when I look at Tennant and when I look at Capaldi, those are two doctors who, to me, were very, very angry.
Yes. Yes.
And if you messed with them,
Yes.
they would show you why you don't mess with the Time Lord. Remember that one? Remember the very first episode with Tennant when he had that duel with that alien, and that
Yes.
alien thought he was going to stab Tennant in the back, and Tennant hit that button, and it just kind of
And
threw him off the
threw him off.
ledge.
Yep. Yeah.
And then you had that episode with Capaldi when he went back to his home planet and was about to kill Lord President. Those two doctors, which oddly enough, they are my favorite two doctors, are very, very angry, and don't cross them. So to me, the switch to Gatwa was very, very interesting because he's much more emotional, he's much more heartfelt, he's not. You couldn't see his anger as much as you could see it with the other doctors. He
When he got
tied in.
when he got angry, it it was at the level of, okay, this is my doctor.
Mhm,
When he did show that level of anger, and
mhm.
then whoever his person was like, that's not you. That, like, shut the fuck up, bitch. That is him. Shut
No, but
up.
again, that companion only knows the current doctor. Think about it. We didn't have very many companions who saw multiple doctors. Typically, with each doctor, you have a specific companion or companions, and they don't typically carry over from doctor to the other.
It's, but that's what I did like about it. They did carry over to a point,
Mhm.
and then you got new ones because the old ones either they had to lose their memory or they died. I, I don't know. But I just I liked him, but I just
Mhm.
didn't like that he was just so emotional. I wish they just brought it down just a little bit and brought up the anger just a little bit to make it so that it was more even. And you know, I like his stories. The
Mhm.
storylines that he was doing was great. It's just so emotional.
I
This like,
again, to me, I like that we finally saw an emotion other than anger from the doctor on a consistent basis. Now whether or not the emotion he showed is the emotion we should have seen, again, that's debatable. I just like the fact that we finally started seeing emotions other than anger.
well, I'm a New Yorker, so we like to be
Oh my
angry.
god.
So yeah, from the South Bronx, I wanna be angry. Damn it.
Well, again, we can always go back and rewatch Capaldi and Tenet.
Why
Oh
are you
man.
jumping over Matt Smith? I'm
I didn't like Matt Smith. I'm sorry. To
okay.
me, the
Then
best part
turn your thing on and put it in your face. I'm
the
gonna need you to
best
turn
part
that
of
on
Matt
and
Smith
turn it on
were Amy.
yourself.
The best parts of Matt Smith were Amy and Rory.
No, and the one after Amy and Rory, I liked her too because she's like Doctor Who.
Oh, you're
Uh,
talking about
yeah, the English chick. I liked her.
oh, I can't think of her name, but yeah, I wasn't the biggest fan of her. She ended up growing on me later in the series. Is her name Catherine Tate? I think is what her real name is.
It wasn't Rose. That was the other one.
Rose.
Yeah,
Catherine Tate is her name. Oh wow, she had her own show for a while. But yes, Catherine Tate is the doctor or the companion you're thinking about.
Yeah, because she went into the companion being with Capaldi.
Yeah, she actually was there with Capaldi. She saw Capaldi, and she also saw the second version of Tenet when he came back. Well, no, she saw the first Tenet. She saw Tenet the first time around. Donna Noble, that's her name, Donna Noble.
No, not Donna.
Oh, that's not who you're talking about?
No, the English chick. Well, they're all English. The one with the black hair, because it was the Christmas one that he was doing, and she jumped on the top of the carriage, and when she looked over at him, and he said something like, "I'm the doctor," and she was like, "Doctor who?" So yeah, I can't remember her because it was a hawk or something. That came after her, my Gora Aria.
Are you talking about Clara?
Clara, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Clara was decent. Clara was a nice balance to Capaldi's anger.
Yeah, I liked it. But that
episode,
I just wanted your opinion on him.
Yeah,
how you felt
I liked him. I thought he was a refreshing change. I'm never gonna. I'll never tell anybody you're wrong for not liking him because everybody likes who they like. But I thought he was a refreshing change.
Oh no, I just didn't like the emotions. I liked him. I didn't like the emotions. If I have to rank him, he wouldn't be up there.
Well, that's like you said. That's that New Yorker coming out.
I mean, to me, Jodie is my number one.
Really?
Maybe because she's a female. I don't know. She's my number one. Before it was Matt Smith, and then David Tennant, but now it's Jodie, then Matt, then David.
Okay.
That's my top three, and then for the extra bonuses, The Fugitive. She's my honorable mention.
Okay.
But those are mine.
Y'all good? Y'all got it straight now? We Gucci?
We Gucci.
Okay. Final thoughts before we get out of here for the evening. Kyle?
Looking forward to probably watching some Stranger Things and seeing how
that did drop tonight.
Yep.
Yeah.
Final season is currently up.
I just wish they would have. I really wish they would have did something with Lucas's hair, but yeah.
They said the episodes are longer. They're only dropping a few at a time.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish they would have helped my boy Lucas out, but other than that,
you knew they wouldn't. Look, as long as it's not as bad as Zach in season 1 of Power Rangers, we can work with it.
They're dropping it in stages, aren't they? They're not dropping all the episodes at once.
Yeah. They're dropping it in stages.
Yep, some now, some I think the day after Christmas, and then some on New Year's, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, so I can wait till New Year's and binge all of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do too. Although I do want to check out and see what's going on with Lucas's hair, but other than that, I'm going to wait and binge it when it all comes out.
Give it 3 days. Go online, type in Lucas's hair. Saturday, when I see you Saturday, just Google Lucas's hair. You'll see it. Well, we can talk about it at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
Simone, final thoughts.
I like Badlands. It was great. It was great. It was great. I enjoyed it.
Mouse.
I am thoroughly enjoying, and I know Simone doesn't, but I am thoroughly enjoying the new King of the Hill and the new Futurama. If you've ever been a fan of either of those shows, check out the newest seasons that recently, and I know recently is relative, but recently came out on Hulu. Or actually, no, I'm sorry. Watch it on Disney Plus, because on Disney Plus you get much better resolution and color depth for some reason. I don't know why Hulu has the crappier quality.
You know why. I will reiterate, as I did last month when it dropped pretty much the same day we did our show for last month. Star Wars Vision Season 3 is out. 9 more shorts.
Watch that.
Phenomenal all around. I would say 7 standalone out of the 9. 2 were just kind of but 7 of them, chef's kiss. That's how good season 3 is. And Disney also dropped an anime that is releasing week by week called The Twisted Wonderland. The short synopsis is a high school student gets isekai'd into Twisted Wonderland, as in Alice in Wonderland.
Okay.
And yes, you can watch it in Japanese or English, but it's also on Disney Plus. So Star Wars Vision Season 3 and Twisted Wonderland, the animation, is the formal title of the show. All right. That's going to wrap it up for us this month of What You Watching. Wherever you're watching, please like, subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that bell for notifications. Say happy Turkey Day tomorrow or whenever you're watching this, and happy holidays in general. We will see you all next month. Say goodnight, everyone.
Wicked!
So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will.
If this the land of the free, it was a freedom then, when they annexed Hawaii and called it Cedar Land, without any type of payment and no signing off. Called themselves a republic in 1894. 1.2 million acres overtaken from the native Hawaiians. When they resisted, the West retaliated in violence and erasure. The Hawaiian language is banned as part of colonialism's plan to expand, yeah.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe as a part of their ongoing war with Asia. Used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. The work of all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. We will.
So if we put Hawaii into perspective, well, Black and Asian history is interconnected. Considering the fight with the Pacific, then of course versus Asia, they was treated as a middleman for war, but didn't let the Western colorism run its course. Cause dark skin was a sign of dignity to core. The land was taken in the name of capitalism, when prior to it was an actual kingdom. Clap back at the system.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe as a part of their ongoing war with Asia. Used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. The work of all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If we won't tell it, we will. We will.